Hello everyone, this is Barry Armour for Make Photos Great Again. And today's photo tutorial is called Blue Hole Rope Swing. The takeaways from this are about planning, panning, which is a photo technique where you move your camera with your subject using a slow shutter speed that emphasizes movement. We'll talk a little bit about composition, the rule of thirds, and the processing choices that I made on this image, which were very limited. And then just a brief bit on the image title. This is my Make Photos Great Again photo plan worksheet for this image. And just to zoom in, this purpose of this was for a Blue Hole Regional Park in Wimberley, Texas photo contest. My vision for the image was someone swinging from the rope swing there. I wanted the subject to be looking away from the camera so as to be unrecognizable, and that's just to avoid any requirement for a model release. Some contests and even some exhibits, if you have a recognizable person in there, we want you to provide a model release from that person. If you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to submit your photo. So I always personally make a choice just to not have to deal with that by not having recognizable people in my images. The key to making my image impactful, which is how you make a great photo, was to use a panning shot with a slow shutter speed to present a more surreal than realistic look and to further ensure the model isn't recognizable as a side bonus to that. Plus, as I mentioned before, a panning shot will emphasize movement, and that's what I want to get out of this person swinging on a rope swing over the Blue Hole swimming area. Where was at Blue Hole Regional Park in Wimberley, Texas, and time and date were as required by the rules of the contest. I wanted to make sure I had, for extra equipment, a spare battery and plenty of digital storage because these panning shots are a little bit more difficult, so you have to take more shots. You got to be ready to burn more images to get just what you want. And the spare battery is just because the longer shutter speeds can drain your battery a little bit faster. You want to make sure you don't run out of juice on your camera. Nearby photo opportunities, I wasn't planning any this time. Just single purpose was to get the image that I had planned for the contest. So here's the final image that I chose straight out of my camera. Again, SOOC, that's the abbreviation for straight out of camera. And for the nerd stuff, the f-stop on this was 7.1, and the exposure was 1/15 of a second, and ISO was set at 100. I went back to this location, I think 3 times, and probably ended up taking about 100 photos, and this is the one that I liked the best. The composition, I had it dead center, and I liked that composition. Everything seemed balanced pretty well around it. So I didn't do a crop on this one. This is the straight out of the camera plus a saturation boost. So you'll notice the colors here on his trunks and the greenery. If I go back and forward, I add a little more color in here. As I said, there's very minor adjustments to this photo. And next was a brightness adjustment to make the whole thing brighter, and I used a layer mask in order to limit the brightest part to being in the center, and thereby creating kind of a vignette around the outside, just to keep the focus right in the center of the image and right on the person on the swing. This is my final processed image, and happily this actually ended up winning Best of Show for this contest. I named the title Blue Hole Rope Swing, nothing fancy this time. That is where we were and what the shot is. And I want to thank you for watching this tutorial, and I hope the takeaways you got from this were helpful. And thanks for watching this Make Photos Great Again photo tutorial.